All right, now, just what to do with minors who commit sexual offences? Well, this is the question troubling legal experts in the country at a time when such occurrences have been on the rise. The judiciary and stakeholders are now calling for a review of the Sexual Offences Act 2006 to prescribe appropriate penalties for minors who are currently judged by the same law as adults. Rose Wangoi starts us off.
Should a child who is accused of a sexual offence be sent to jail as any other wrongdoer, or be excused in the hope that they will mend their ways? This is the legal dilemma judges and magistrates are finding themselves in that has led to contradictory decisions being issued. Question then becomes, what ought to be done when two adolescents engage in consensual sex and had no wrong intentions?
The challenges basically arises whereby teenagers experiment when they try to discover their sexuality. And some of them go overboard. And that's why we have teenage pregnancies and such. But most of these relationships, to use a word, they are more or less consensual. Though the law does not consider a girl or a boy who is less than 18 years to have capacity to give consent. But the social reality is that these things happen. Now, when it is criminalized, it creates another injustice.
The Sexual Offences Act provides that a person arrested for defiling a minor aged between 12 and 15 should be jailed for more than 20 years, while those nabbed for having sex with minors between 16 and 18 years get 15 years maximum. However, there is a problem with those who are above 15 years but are not yet 18.
The Sexual Offences Act is a very good act. When it was enacted in 2006, Kenyans felt that sexual offenders were not being adequately punished for these heinous offences that they do, including rape and defilement. Now, over time we have realized that though it's a good act, in offences relating to teenagers, that's where we have had a bit of injustice. And that is something which, even if you saw the interview of the judge on Monday, Justice Chitembwe, is something that came out.
Having dealt with several criminal cases, High Court Judge Luka Kimaru said in most cases, the aspect of the perpetrator being a child is often forgotten.
A teenager boy and a teenage girl have sex. You can call it consensual. It is the boy who is punished and the girl is not. And yet, they did it together consensually. So that disparity has created some level of injustice whereby you are now having many young people in prison who have been jailed because of that issue of defilement.
And while this is done, they are kept in remand, which in most cases does not have provision for children. Justice Kimaru, who is leading a public hearing task force, says that it is time to change the act, citing lengthy jail terms imposed on young men.
Where you have a 25-year-old having sex with a 15-year-old, that is unlawful. And such person should be punished. Where you are having even this 16-year-old having sex with an 8-year-old, that one cannot be countenanced. That should be punished. So we are only talking about these people where the age difference, the girl may be 14, the boy may be 16. The age difference can go to a maximum of 4. That's where the injustice occurs. And I'm happy that we have a task force which is reviewing that law on sexual offence.
The teenagers to participate in these sexual offences is one, ignorance of the law. Some of the cultural structures encourage some of these practices to be done as a way of proving maybe manhood. It's important what the judges said, that we relook at this Sexual Offences Act from that causative position.
In May 2019, then Chief Justice David Maraga said the criminal justice system is biased against the boy child when it comes to sexual offences. He proposed that judges and magistrates should be left to deal with the minors who engage in consensual sex.
I have personally had serious problems dealing with those cases. You get a boy of 19 and a girl of 17. Because the girl is below 18, the boy is taken as somebody who was defiled and sent to prison for very many years. that act needs to be looked at, and because we are having serious challenges with our young boys in prison.
High Court Judge Justice Said Juma Chitembwe stirred controversy in 2016 when he freed a man serving a 20-year jail term for defiling a 13-year-old girl on grounds that it was wrong to hand the man the heavy punishment when they were both enjoying the relationship. Chitembwe said the country should think of changing the age of consent to avoid jailing those who have sexual relationships with girls aged below 18. On Monday, while being vetted for the position of Chief Justice, Chitembwe stood his ground on the judgment.
Who have been dating, even they went to the parents' home and slept there for 3 days. Can you say because the law provides minimum sentence, everybody should suffer the same fate irrespective of the circumstances?
However, those against the proposal to change the act said changing the Sexual Offences Act in this way would attract sex predators. Rozongoi, NTV.